Hey guys, oh, I was waiting all day for this thing to get here, and it is finally here. It is the Latitude 64 Royal box from the 2024 Royal box. I know what molds are in here because I've watched a bunch of the unboxings of this, so nothing's going to surprise me necessarily. Mainly I'm excited to see the color combinations and feel the plastic and see the two new molds and compare them to stuff I already have. So I brought a stack of discs that some of them were in my bag at different times. Some of them have never even been in my bag, but I've got discs that resemble all the molds that are in the bag. So we can kind of compare what I currently have. A lot of these are like the stock run of the discs that you'll see, and they're in different plastic types. So I'll bring these out and kind of talk about them as we open up the box and see what's in there. So let's dig right in. This is my third video, and my friends gave me the advice to just be myself because I can get really nervous when I'm recording. So this is the start of a journey for me of learning how to just be vulnerable, be myself on camera, be okay with potential criticism. Oh, so this got wet. Yeah, there's definitely, this thing is like soaked right here. I feel so bad for the UPS drivers that had to be out today. I live in West Michigan and it snowed all day. And it's the first actual snow I feel like we've had. So if you haven't seen this yet, I'll show you just because it's what's in every box. But it's like, it's printed, but it looks like it's a handwritten note, which is a nice touch. But it's, hey, Johannes here. This is the 2023 Royal box. It is a peek into the future, and we would love to have your feedback on the new discs. Here's a QR code so that you can scan it and send us your feedback. And then once more, they want more info on the discs, and it's on the other side of the paper. So if I want more info on the discs. So the 5 discs that are in here are the Grand Hope, which the Grand Hope is their premium plastic. So I have their kind of base plastic. It's the Royal line, but it's the Sense Hope, and it's kind of rubbery actually. So I putt with P2s, and I got these because they're a very similar mold, and they're supposed to fly almost the same. But I don't really like putting with them because they're too grippy. I would like a really slick plastic. So like the Innova made P2s were my favorite thing, but yeah, so I don't putt with these. They just sit in my practice basket, and I do trick shots and stuff with them. But next one is the Sense Moonshine Savior. Then we have the Grand Orbit Honor, the Brave, and the Strive. And the Brave and the Strive are the two new molds. Both of them have, it says their speeds 13 and 7, but then the rest of the numbers are question marks. Basically, they want feedback to figure out what they should make the speeds because they want to know what the people think. So enough chatting, let's get right into it. This thing is wet. That's so concerning. Okay, first up, oh, that's sick. We've got the Hope, the Royal Grand Hope. It's a pink and purple burst. So I'll get up close on that one. Hopefully you can see it well. But they've been doing this a lot lately, and it's a really sick pattern for the plastic dyeing. It feels really good in my hand. It definitely feels like an S-line or an S-blend plastic. It's that premium feel. It does feel more rounded than, yeah, my Sense Plastic Hope is board flat, and this thing has just a hint of dome to it. So the shoulder feels really nice in the hand. It fills my hand well, where the Hope in the Sense Plastic, my thumb kind of sinks in more to it because it's a flat disc. So this one, I'm excited to give it a throw. It's got that little bit of dome to it. It definitely feels deep. I used to throw Sky Gods, and this feels not as deep as a Sky God, but similar in some ways. It's like a little sharper on the edge too. I feel like the Sky Gods are very rounded and then have that like beveled inside, or that, I mean, it's kind of like the sharp edge to the inside. So this is nice. I really love that feel. It doesn't feel gummy, but it has some give to the top of it. So I can push my hand into it, and it really fills my hand. I feel like I could get a really good release off of that. So that's the Hope. Next up, this is the Brave. And so the Brave is the 7-speed, which It feels like a 7-speed. It looks like plastic. It feels really great. It's similar to the Hope with the plastic. It's just, you can't beat this plastic. It's awesome. It fills the hand really well. It does have that kind of rounding on the shoulder where it just like gradually comes down, as opposed to some that are like sharper, or ones that have like a more of an aggressive angle to them. So I would say, comparing that to my Explorer, if I put them side by side, the Explorer, they look very similar. The Explorer is just a little more gradual with the shoulder here, like it's a bit sharper, so it's a gradual decline, whereas this one is, it's like go, 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 and then it kind of drops off. So it's a little bit more blunt on the edge, which I think when the wind hits it, it's gonna be a little more understable. I've seen people throw them, and it seems like they're a really good stability where they'll get a good flip up and push, but they'll come back at the end. So I'm excited to see what this flies like. That'll be cool. It definitely feels, yeah, it's a lot similar to this Gold Explorer as far as the plastic feel goes. It's got that grippiness, the same exact grippiness that, you know, we've come to love with this premium plastic from Latitude. So that is the Brave. Next up, okay, we've got the Strive. This is purple. So it's a 13-speed, the second new mold that they have. And this looks like my S-Line DD3. So, and it feels very similar. So I have an S-Line DD3 in my bag, actually, right here. And if, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but if I put them side by side, the S-Line DD3 is just a little bit more sharp, I would say. It's similar to that comparison of the Brave and the Explorer, but I'm curious about the rim depth because it calls it a 13-speed. Yeah, this is the exact same rim depth as my DD3, which is a 12-speed. So I don't know what you're doing there, Latitude, but I also have the Rive, the gold Rive from the Krystal Tatar box to compare it to, and the Rive is so sharp. And this also feels like a 12-speed, and both of these are the same rim depth as the DD3. I don't know what the numbers are. It's probably like a point something off of it, but very similar to like Discmania's 12-speed Splat. And I think it's because they've done so well with that 11-speed with the Grace that to up it to 13-speed, it's hard to go 11 to 12 and still feel like you're hitting a variety in the market. Because once you have an 11-speed, it doesn't seem to make sense to go right up one. But if you go 13, then you're like, oh, I could go 11 and then 13. A lot of people skip a number in there. Obviously, these flight numbers don't necessarily matter. But it's a good gauge when you're starting out. So that is the Strive. It's definitely got some dome to it. It's that same Royal Grand plastic that's just absolutely amazing. And it's got that, like, you know, the nuke symbol in the middle of the, just the way that they molded the plastic together. So the center is got like a push triangles out the way. And then once it gets to this point, it's just like a circular pattern. It's the same thing on the other side, but like inverted with little center pieces there. Discmania's discs, the new ones, is the same thing because these all come out of the same factory. So I'm not surprised to see that, like that molding pattern with the white and the purple. This is cool. I don't think I have any purple discs, so this is exciting. I'll be glad to throw that. Okay, next up. Okay, this is the Grand. Wait, what is this? Oh, the Sense Moonshine Savior. That is board flat. It's cool. It's got a cool stamp on it. All of them are white. I think the only ones that the colors would be different on are going to be the Brave, the Strive, the Hope, and then the Honor and the Savior, I think, are the same in everyone's bag, unless they switch the black and white on the Honor. Anyway, I have a first run Royal Grand Hope, or sorry, Royal Grand Savior to compare it to, and You know, obviously they're molding this out of the same exact mold, and they look the same. They're both board flat. This is an interesting mold for me. I haven't thrown it because I throw a Tactic, which is a lot deeper. So here's kind of like the comparison. They've done the Sense Plastic Savior, which is, it's still very stiff, even though it's a bit grippier plastic. And I throw an Exosoft Tactic, which is a lot deeper, like significantly deeper. If I can line those up, it's not that much deeper, but it feels like it in my hand. It feels a lot deeper than the Savior. The Savior, I feel like, is right between the the shallowness of a zone and the deepness of the Tactic. So yeah, so I think that, I mean, I love the stamp on this thing. I like that it's got like a baby blue color to it, which is cool. I don't know that I'll bag it, but it'll definitely be a disc for the wall for now, and I might throw it in a comparison video against the other Savior. For those of you who do throw a Savior, and if you're interested, let me know if you want a comparison. Last up, we have, oh, that's so sick. Okay, we've got the Honor, and it's a white rim, black top with a green stamp, and it's got the 5 wings that go out in a star pattern, and it says Honor in the middle, and then they've got the royal line crowns going around it. So just very thought out stamp. I really appreciate that. This is super cool. I like the stamps that are designed when you spin the disc, it looks cool. I've always enjoyed that kind of thing. That's why I've got I dyed my DD3 to be this like snowflake pattern, so that when I throw it and I spin it, it just gets a really cool look to it. And then the back of it, I like smudged them in a circle so it looked like a paper plate. So when it's upside down, it's kind of paper platey, but when it's right side up, it's got that snowflake. Anyway, I currently bag a first run Honor in the Grand Plastic. I don't know that the orbit is guaranteed to be more stable. I would say that as a manufacturer, I'm sure they want it to be more stable, because that's kind of the general consensus when you get an Orbit plastic disc, you're like, or a Horizon disc or a Halo disc, whatever, then the consensus is, oh, this should be more stable than the one I have, which would be nice. So I don't know if it's going to be, but either way, I really like this disc. This has kind of been my main overstable 9-speed. So looking at them side by side, yeah, these are about the exact same. The dome on them is the same. There's like hardly any. It does have a little bit of a shoulder, and then it gets really flat where the stamp is. So that's nice. It's good for grabbing both backhand and like forehand. I like extremely flat discs, but you can't really have an extremely flat disc that isn't super overstable. So that's what I appreciate about these Honor, is that both of these Honors is that they're not as stable as something like a Pioneer, or like, it's kind of like the Sexton Firebird versus the flat top Firebird, where both of them could have a place in people's bags. I have a Pioneer in my bag, and then so I'll throw this if I would have thrown the Honor but it's windy, I'll throw the Pioneer. Or if I need something to push a certain direction, either right or left on backhand or forehand, whatever the case, then I'll use the Pioneer for that. But yeah, this Honor is, oh, I'm such a sucker for like really cool looking discs. I feel like half the discs in my bag are in there, not just because it's the right mold, but because I think the disc looks cool, because it inspires confidence, and you want that while you're playing. So that is the Honor. That is all 5 of them. I'll give you the rundown one more time. And then I will be doing I'll probably be doing like a box challenge with these, just because I like it. I think it's fun to go out to the course and shoot 9 holes, and all I can use is these 5 discs. But yeah, so starting slowest to fastest, I've got the Hope. And this is like that pink, purple, super cool looking disc, super cool feeling disc. I'm so excited to get out and throw that. And then the Savior, which I probably won't throw, but I'll do some comparisons with it. I'll definitely play with it in the comparison video, or the like a box video, 9-hole challenge, something like that. I do like how flat it is. I like how stiff it is. That's something that with this tactic, it's gotten softer over time, even though it's an Exo Soft tactic. I get it, but I don't know. Yeah, this feels so much deeper in my hand. That Savior feels a lot shallower. I don't mind it. I think that you have to get used to it because it pushes further than a zone, because it's not as stable. So you want the zone flight out of it, but that's not where you're going to get with the Savior. So I wonder if they'll make another mold to complement it at some point that'll be that overstable one. But for now, it is what it is. And then we've got the Brave, which is the 7-speed, baby blue. And then we've got the Honor in the Orbit plastic, Royal Grand Orbit Honor. They just keep adding names to these things, but I like them. They're cool. I don't know if I'd throw this in my bag just because when I record, it's not fun to try to watch a white-rimmed disc fly through the air. But yeah, I mean, if it's good enough, it'll make my bag. But for now, I probably won't throw it outside of just challenges and stuff like that. I'll probably end up putting it on my office wall somewhere. So, and then the last one, the Strive. I like the way this one feels, but it's because I'm accustomed to my DD3, my S-Line DD3, which does have like a significant more amount of dome than other 12 and 13 speeds. So we'll see if I don't think it'll make my bag necessarily. Not that that's what the point of this is, but I'm excited to get out and throw it. I'm not really afraid of the 13 speeds now that I threw the Rive once. But yeah, we'll go from there. My last comments are I'm excited to keep making videos. I am grateful for any feedback anybody has. And yes, I do have a mic now, so when I turn away from the camera, you can still hear me. These are super cheap mics for now, but they'll do the job, and we'll move forward from there. So I have a lot of cool ideas that I'm hoping to roll out in the near future. But for now, that's all I got. We'll see you next time. Thanks. Go.
So my husband got this box in the mail. This crummy box, and as you can see, they spared no care. So we're just gonna open it up and see what's in there. First one, we got a Hope. Very original. As I've already seen, he's got other discs that are like Grace. I don't know the other ones, but we've got Hope. We've got a Savior disc, which looks a little bit like Superman. My Savior, Jesus Christ, does not look like this. I know he probably had abs, but this is a little excessive. All right, we've got a Royal disc. This is beautiful. I would put this in my bag that I don't know where it went. I have 3 discs. I still have them somewhere. I don't know where they went. I like to leisurely play disc golf, where you just walk and then you skip over the holes that you don't like. That look too exhausting, as I am 32 weeks pregnant. But I will keep this one.
Keep my disc.
They're technically all mine. An Honor disc. This one's cool. This one's quite snazzy. So every time my husband says, I'll put this on my wall, this is actually legit. You should put this on your wall. This, no. This is a wall disc. This is a playing disc. And a Royal. Are these copies? Did you just keep ordering more copies? Is that what you're doing?
That's called the Savior, or the Strive. You can read it underneath. Royal's the line.
Oh, it's a certain, okay.
And that one's called the Brave.
Well, I'd also add this to my bag. And a Royal disc.
Do you like the color?
Yeah, I like the color. Well, this is a putter, yes?
It's an approach putter, but yeah, it's a...
You can knock someone out with this.
Yeah, it's pretty stiff.
So, got some questions for whoever created this disc. Anyway, I'll be keeping these.
Oh my gosh.
Check it out. 32 weeks pregnant.
With discs in your... You're too funny. All right.
All right.
Ow! Don't throw it at me. I'm ready. Okay. Thank you.
That's called the bend and snap. Okay. This is my favorite disc out of this crummy box because it matches my toenails. That's right, I can touch my toes at 32 weeks pregnant. So everyone, go out and get your own Royal Brave prototype.